Well, welcome back, everyone. What are we doing today? So we are about to take the hives that we brought home this past week. I guess it was last Monday, and take them out of the nuke boxes. So the pro nuke boxes that we transferred them and get them into their 10 frame forever homes. So what do we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We got 18 hives on this apiary, and then we'll have to go over to do the other ones now. I'm not sure. I'm going to take a look. So any of the ones with the green lids are the ones that have the queens from the original hive. So we bought 10 hives, and we left the original queen in these nuke boxes. Now we stripped them down fairly good. So what we ended up doing is, if you watched the video there from last week, we ended up taking 2.5 frames of bees and brood, and we put it in each one of the boxes, with the exception of the ones that had the original queens. The ones that had the original queens, we stripped them down a little bit more. They ended up with a frame and a half of bees or brood in there, but we did leave the original hive with a lot of the eggs and the larvae. So what that's going to look like, we're about to find out. So I do have my smoker lit. We got to get these things done, and away we go. It's an absolute gorgeous day. It's supposed to be, what is it, 29 or 30 degrees. So I think from last night's show, I think Charlie said that's about 86 degrees Fahrenheit for our friends south of the border. But anyways, absolutely gorgeous day. So let's tie into these and let's see what we got. All right. So the first thing we'll do is we'll set our boxes up. And because of the fire hazard, I'm not going to set anything on the ground. So most of this comb is all from our, let's pull one out. I'll show you. That one's got a little bit of pollen, but it's all from our honey from last year. So they're all drawn honeycombs. So we'll get them set up with a couple of those on each side. There's 5 frames in the box. So they got some pretty good comb here that they're going to be getting. So we'll just set these back here for now. All right, let's get into them. So anytime you're transferring the nukes, however the frames are in here, we want them to be the exact same way inside the box. I am just going to grab an entrance reducer here. Get these things set right up first. All right, let's let them know we're coming. We will give them their pollen patty back when we're done. So what do we got here? So that queen in the last week, although they're cleaning this up, she's got that laid up already. That is a great sign. Here they've got it capped. Once again, a great sign. And what I'm looking is, I just want to make sure that I can find the queen. Nothing happened to her on the transport. So there she is right there. I'll bring her around so you guys can see. Really nice looking queen. See her right there in the center. So we remarked a lot of these. The queens weren't marked. So when we picked the hives up, I wanted to make sure I knew which were last year's queens and the original queens, and which are this year's queens. So I'm still going to check each one, make sure there's nothing crazy going on in there. They were all inspected and tested, so I am still going to give them a bit of a mite treatment. This one's got a lot of pollen and a little bit of feed, so give them their pollen patty back. Actually, almost 2 pollen patties there. You probably don't need them both, but a little hard to separate them. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And because they're all kind of new here, the idea is to get in and out as quickly and as efficiently as I can. So I would say that's done pretty good. Nothing left in the box. That pollen patty's a little thick. Just like that, done. We'll do the same thing to the other one here now. I am going to leave the green lid on there, just simply because that's kind of what they've been orientated to. I'm going to move you around here, so maybe you can see a little bit better as to what I'm doing here. All right. Same thing again. We'll let them know we're coming. Give that a minute. And it's actually a good time to do this because the weather is fabulous out here. So a lot of the foragers are out foraging. She has this all laid up too. So these are going to be some really, really nice hives. And there's our queen. I'll try to zoom in on her. But she has that all laid up. This was one of the original frames that is hatching out. So we're going to have brand spanking new bees here. Lots of fresh larvae. This is all laid right up. We are going to be in really, really good shape here in about 21 days. Try to help you get off there. Oh, we better shake those bees. They could be new ones. And done. All right, let me go grab some tacks, and I'll explain what I do with the tacks as well. We'll take these back, leave that lid there. Okay, so there really is no right or wrong way. I'm just going to move these guys forward. So they were pretty much where they were sitting. I should just bend over and do it rather than being lazy. All right. So what I always do is I use 2 tacks. So the first tack from the behind the hive, working from left to right, just like you were writing. The first tack indicates the year of the queen. So the same color as what the queen is. So here we've got last year's queens in both of these. So the first tack is going to be a green tack for a 2024 queen. The next tack to the right is how that queen is doing, just like a stoplight. So red, she's no good. Yellow, mediocre. Green, she's going great guns. Now, I'm not going to put a second tack in here yet because I haven't had a chance to assess these hives. So I'll come back here in a couple of weeks and then I'll do an assessment, and then they'll get a tack accordingly. So a red tack's probably going to get requeened. A yellow tack, I'm going to watch really closely to see what's going on. So for any of these that have last year's queens, I'm looking for a green, and any of them that have this year's queens, of course, is going to get a blue. So I'll be looking for blue-green. And that's just a real quick, easy way for me to decipher how that hive is doing. So I can walk through the apiary at any given time, and I know exactly which ones are doing well and which ones I have to watch. Moving on to the next ones. All right, so once again, we'll just get them set up. Actually, I do see something. I'm going to go back to those 2 I just did because I do want a story frame in each one of them. I haven't used this tool, so sometimes they're too sharp. They dig in, so this one here is fairly sharp. Might have to take it to the grinder. So it's so sharp it actually wants to peel wood shavings off. All right, let's get this all set up. I do like the steel in this, however. It is good, solid stainless steel, I do believe. All right. Don't want to be giving them any ideas. It's a nice pollen frame. So I am going to go grab another storyboard. So I always like my storyboard third in from the end. Is there a reason? No, it's really just personal preference. One too many frames there. All right. Let's let them know we're coming. Boy, they sure eating that pollen patty, which is surprising because We have a lot of dandelion and everything going here right now. The willows are out. My cherry trees at home are in full blossom. What a nice looking hive. Not bad for a nuke. So, and like I said, we split these down pretty good. These bees are hatching out. I got something happening here, which I don't want. So we'll just get rid of that. I do have to find the queen now because there she is. Just to make sure that she didn't get damaged in the transport. So we haven't really been into these hives since we got here. Oh, look at all the waggle dances going on. That's a great sign. They found something. So you never know what happens. So 18 hours on the road, anything could happen, right? Queen could get pinched, squished, you know, any number of things. So this hive's in really good shape. Give them their pollen patty back. And we will get them closed up. Off to the next one. Again, we'll let them know we're coming. Boy, it's going to be a hot one out here today. Which is a wonderful thing. I just hope it's not another hot, dry year. Could sure use a good season. This one was a feed frame, and on this side was all pollen, so they will make good use of that right now. And that's all brood that's hatching out. Another waggle dance. Oops, haven't seen the queen there yet. Squash that bee. This is a bit concerning. Last frame. There she is. Give them their pollen patty back. I'm going to see if I can get some of this paper off for them. There we go. Now we'll give them that too. Let them clean that up. All right. Move this over to where we're going next. And we'll get them pinned out. A little bit of mass confusion up front, but they'll get it figured out. You can see there. They'll get it figured. All right, well, I just have a whole bunch more of the same, so I'd love to say come along, but it's probably not very exciting information to watch, or same thing over and over and over again, but that really is beekeeping. But anyways, till next week, thank you for watching. All right, girls, here I come.